Today we will talk about what I believe has been one of the biggest culture shocks when I moved to the States. So if you don't know, which I am shocked if you don't, but I'm from Slovenia. You could hardly tell, huh? I do admit that coffee is one of my vices. I drink copious amounts of it. I tried to quit. I hate it all 3 times. I like it where I am, you know? But then I moved to the States. And I realized that I don't even have that much of a problem compared to here. I mean, if you look at the sizes of the cups that you can get in Starbucks, what is this? What is this? This is usually the normal size, which is 0.6 liters. Average size of coffee cup in Europe is 0.12 liters. And mind you, we don't add as many things as you can add here. That was another shock. I would come here and coffee would not be coffee. It would be a dessert. It would be a diabetes in a cup. Back home, if I wanted to get fancy, I would say, I will have an espresso with whipped cream. And I'd be like, oh, look at me, all fancy. Here, they're like 500, 700 calories. I don't even know. They're like a meal. There is a theory as to why this is as it is over here, because coffee is meant to be a social activity. You sit down, you drink, and then you do your business. Here in America, everything is faster. So the more coffee you drink, the faster you get things done. And if you can have like a liter of coffee with you while you're running errands or like walking with a friend, then you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone, and you're more productive and more productive and more productive. And then you can do more things at your job, and the company can make more money. The boss can get another yacht and another yacht and another yacht, and then you are just a tiny little speck of dust in the system that is working against you. But hey, at least you have a large cup of coffee. Ooh, yay for Starbies. Coffee is just a tool to turn you into faster worker bee over here. I find that sad. Next big cultural shock was, at first I thought it was just me being unfortunate and meeting somebody who just doesn't want to sit down for coffee. Because when I first moved here, I met this girl and I wanted to hang out with her, and I kept suggesting meeting up for a cup of coffee because that's what we do in Europe, at least in Slovenia and Croatia and literally everywhere else. But she kept suggesting places where you get a to-go coffee and then we can walk around the city or walk around and park or walk around the block or walk around the cars. And I was like, why don't you want to sit down? And she'd be like, oh, that's just a waste of time to me. I'd be like, oh, maybe she just doesn't like me. Or maybe I'm just boring. I don't know. And then I met a few more people. And if they wanted to grab a cup of coffee, it would be, they pick me up in the car, we go to a drive-thru, we order to the machine, we are given the coffees, and then we drive someplace else where we walk around and have those coffees, or we have them during the drive someplace to get groceries and then to my apartment back to drop me off, and that would be a hanging out. That's considered hanging out. And I think I've gotten to go coffee in Slovenia or in Europe very little amount of times. I would maybe get it at a gas station if the drive was very long and I ran out of my Turkish coffee I made at home, you know? But here, the amount of times I actually sat down to have a cup, not a paper cup, actual ceramic cup of coffee, I don't even know how many coffee places offer that, because the majority that I went to, and that's another difference, you get it in a to-go coffee cup, whether you stay there or you don't. Unless you specifically ask, do you have ceramic mugs? They will not give you one. What's up with that? And then I realized, wow, the biggest difference is also that sitting down for a cup of coffee in the States, in the majority of coffee houses, of course, you have the cute, cozy ones, but to find the cute, cozy ones, you actually have to Google them. Yeah, there's a Yelp list of cute, cozy coffee places in each city, and there's maybe about 8 of them. You gotta zoom into the maps to find that it's not right next to a crowded street, road, or parking lot. And most of them will have just basic plastic chairs. The coffee culture here is significantly different when it comes to like spaces to have a cup of coffee. Even if I Google cozy, cute coffee shops, usually when I look at their tables and chairs, they're just like lawn chairs. And in Europe, we have, oh my God, I don't think y'all even realize how cozy we have it. We have couches, we have sofas in some places, we have, unique tables. Oh my God, even the surroundings, there's plants. I think that's just very chill. And I think that's why people don't sit down to have coffee here. I'm telling you. And I know a lot of people come at me and they're like, that's because you live in Los Angeles, you should travel. I visited 16 states so far. No, 21 states. 23. I visited over 20 states so far. And yes, I know what I'm talking about from my caffeine addiction. The first thing I do when I travel is find coffee. And it's very hard to find something cozy and cute in the States. And if it is, it's very expensive. That's another thing also. In Europe, you will have literally what you consider dump in a wall with cheap coffee, but they will have like plants and cozy environment. Yeah, the chairs might be plastic and like beat up, but the vibe will be cozy and the coffee will be affordable. Here are a lot of like coffee places that are comfortable to sit down at. Like the cup of coffee will cost you anywhere between $7 to $11. And that's just like, what? Are you kidding me? The profit margin on that is like insane. What are you doing with your life? So there's that. Yeah, I think the coffee in the States is more used as a tool. And in Europe, it's more as an experience. You will get a cup of coffee and then you will sit with that person for like 2-3 hours sometimes and like order multiple cups of coffee. It will be like an experience, Here, I think the experience is, can your heart survive the amount of sugar that is in your coffee? And how long will you be sitting on the toilet? Anyway, that's it. I think coffee culture in the States is very different than in Europe. And I think I have listed enough arguments. So feel free to leave me a comment what you think and subscribe and stuff. So that's it. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening to me ramble about coffee. I appreciate it.